it felt like a draw was going to be a disappointing result, and then the late goal to lose the game must be a real kick in the teeth.
Absolutely. Hard to, I think, feel positive right now because of the result. Thought first half they were good. We scored a good goal, but certainly, without testing Max too much, caused us some issues. But I think second half we got on top of the game. Similar-ish to their place, to be honest, from memory. We needed that second goal, as it turned out. Thought we'd, looked again. I can't remember too many saves that Max has had to make, but they have been, the word that we discuss and talk about is ruthless. When them chances came, disappointed with the first goal in particular. It's too easy for the lad to come inside, and then I think we still should do better after that. The second one, we've committed men forward. Again, I think that's a little bit. We still got enough men back. In truth, just look back at it there, but they broke. We allow him to come inside. He switches it. We've still got men back. I have to say, it's a good ball in, and it's a difficult one to defend with the size of the lad. More probably, usually you get away with it, whether the crossing quite as good. But as you said, a real kick in the teeth, because I felt that we, like I said, did well second half and caused them a lot of problems. He kind of felt on the sideline. They kept changing shape. They were kind of searching for an answer. I'm not sure they really got it through that, but ultimately they've won the game.
I know the injuries caused problems, but the injury to a Michel Fati just seemed to throw you a little bit shape-wise.
Well, shape, not so much shape, but personnel. It's an area of the pitch. I had a choice really. Could have put Harry there potentially, or Andy. And they sort of at that stage have got Dallas out here, so he's not an out-and-out winger, although has played wider. So I've just felt that we'd stick with Smudge there, obviously with the subs as well. It was another player. With Sean coming on med is a bit bigger to try and defend the set plays, etc. But yeah, he certainly didn't help us, that's for sure.
What's the problem with him?
I presume his hamstring. I'll be honest, I haven't asked at the minute. But looking at him, looked like he was stretching it and feeling it, and then he sat down and then he was off the pitch.
Is that the same one as before? Do you know? Can you remember that?
I don't know, John. To be honest with you, I'd be guessing it at this moment in time.
You obviously had chances to make other subs if you wanted to, but I suppose the question was tonight, who would you have taken off, and what would they have added to the side?
Yeah, I think we've got a little bit of an obsession about subs here, I have to say. It's clearly something that's a topic. Why we were taking someone off, what we were doing it for. We'd made 2 subs. Jordan, I think, had run his race. We've had an injury, and what happens if we get another injury? I'm not sure that we can. What you do, and as you say, I think the players in general were performing, so I didn't really see a need to change.
It was strange really, because all the goals in a way seemed to come against the run of play.
Yeah, probably. As I said, I think they were the better team first half, no qualms about that, but again did enough in terms of not a good tackle, a good block. One, I think when the right back come inside springs to mind. Not too many real situations, and so we scored with perhaps his only attempt on goal. I'm not sure, certainly close to that, with a good move. Harry did well getting across that his defender, a good run from Gav, and then second half, like I say, I thought we were on top of the game. They maybe opened up slightly more to try and get back in it. In the end, I guess they got what they wanted from that, but there was enough times when we could have got that second goal, but didn't. And that's what, well, 2 things have sort of cost us. Obviously not keeping a clean sheet, but you can't keep a clean sheet every single game. We need to try and kill teams off when we're on top.
Brought in Gavin Hollan. Tell us about him as a player, and how do you think he did today?
think he grew into the game, understandably. You know, he's basically that's he doesn't know really the players or anything like that. But I thought he grew into it, created the goal. I think you can tell he's a good footballer. He's intelligent, and we think he can bring some goals to the team as well, which again is something that we talk about, we discuss, and I think, you know, that's the first time Harry scored for some time. We need players to contribute. You know, John's can't all be on John's shoulders, so we have to try and contribute from other areas of the team as well.
Was there a fee involved for him?
No.
Jordan Maguire-Drew, good to see him back. He's obviously going to need a few more games to get match fit.
Yeah, I thought he took his time to get into the game. Again, maybe the fact that they were playing pretty well. Second half, thought we had some situations where he showed some of his quality, but as I said, I think he received the ball in a great position. It was a very tired pass. As I said, he needed to come off. Can live with that. And you know, I know for a fact he'll be disappointed with the shot not hitting the target. That's what he prides himself on. But you know, hopefully it can only be a positive that he's back, and hopefully stays fit now.
I suppose the criticism you'll get is the fact that it's another team near the top and another team you've lost to or haven't beaten.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that in the end there has to be a reality about the situation and what it is. We just said in there, or I've said in there, too many times we do the wrong side of something when we shouldn't be. Now, you can be unlucky, and I think to a degree we were. But at the same time, you know, the best teams find that way. Saturday, I think we should have won. We draw. Tonight, I think we should at the very least get a point, if not win the game. We don't get anything, and that makes it extremely difficult. All I would say is, I'm certainly not giving up on anything yet. I said that to the players. I don't expect them to. We're still in with a chance. We're just making it harder for ourselves all the time, but very much still in with a chance.
Might you need to get her right back in before Thursday?
Well, this is what I'm saying, you know, you can't cover every eventuality, or if you do, you've got to find different ways to do that in terms of the squad as a whole and what we carry. So it's not ideal, but it's something I'm clearly going to have to look at.
And of course, today's defeat, I suppose, makes Saturday's game against Dagenham even more important.
Absolutely. You know, they've had a win. I think they've gone, was it level on points with us? You know, Torquay are having a good run. We've got them to play here, but in general, I would stick with looks like that top 10 teams. I think 4 or 5 of them are probably going to be in there. You know, perhaps maybe even just one place up for grabs. But some of the teams are finding victories and points more difficult to come by. We've had a pretty good run in fairness, but because we were a little bit behind, making it again harder for us. But still in there.